before we go down there, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what is toxins. So toxin is a baggage or a product that is not welcome to our body. And so once we have it in our body, it actually, once it accumulates, it would create havoc on our body. And so there are three main toxins that our body is exposed. There's pathogens, and pathogens is a microorganisms that are little microorganisms that create, havoc on our body. So that could be the microbacteria, it could be the virus, or fungus that is harmful to our body. We also have toxins that are chemicals. The chemicals like the products that we're using. Number one is the, how do you call this? The lotions or our beauty products that we're using, and also chemicals that we inhale, like for example the Clorox that we're using, the cleaning chemicals that we're using in our house. Those are examples of toxins. And then also radiation, of course. Number one is the sunlight. Sunlight is very good for us as long as we don't overexpose ourselves. Ideally we should only expose ourselves to sunlight 20 minutes a day, and it should be between 8 a.m. Not between 8 a.m. It should be before 10 a.m. and after 4 p.m. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. that's radiation from sunlight is dangerous to our skin. And also I don't know if you heard about this a lot. People would tell us to wear sunscreen. Now remember, I was just talking about the chemical toxins. When you say about chemical toxins, that means that be aware that the sunscreen that we're using or putting on our skin, we're not sure if that toxin or the chemicals in the sunscreen may probably create havoc on us. And I will talk more about that, why. So be aware. I mean, in the United States, there's a lot of chemicals or constituents in the sunscreen that are not regulated properly. And still, the commercials are still selling it. And that's why we have a lot of statistics of people that have skin cancer in the United States. In Europe, they started to be aware of that sunscreen toxins. So they actually they are more proactive about that one compared to Americans. And then so another thing of the radiation also, the toxins also from the electricity, they call it EMF, actually from our Wi-Fi, from our cell phone. So in our household, by 10 p.m., our Wi-Fi is already turned off when we sleep, because it also has, there's not a lot of evidence that is being propagated yet in the social media. But if you're gonna do a deep research about it actually has an effect on our body cells. Okay, so how are we gonna get the toxins and be in our body? Is that in three ways. We can get this through our lungs, our respiratory system. So we can actually inhale it through the air. And I mentioned earlier about the chemicals that we inhale. Of course, cigarette smoke, also even the firewood, the fireplace, especially now that it's already like, how do you call this, winter season in America. And we start burning our wood for fireplace. Just be aware of that smoke that you inhale. And also another thing is the perfumes you inhale. So just so you know, essential oils and perfume are not the same. Most people think that if they smell the essential oils, they think that they're smelling the perfume. Perfume is a synthetic smell. Essential oil is not. But the problem right now is that there's a lot of companies now are making essential oils that are not pure. And that's why some people would develop headache when they smell essential oils, because they're smelling the essential oils that are not real or are not pure. There are some additives there. And so the pure essential oils are not toxic. It's clean because it comes from the plant, and it actually is more therapeutic when you inhale that. So I'll talk about that later. And you can shut down like what else on the lungs. And then GI tract. This is where most people don't know, but GI tract is that the food we eat. The food we eat right now is not really the whole food. It's not the food that is directly from the plant. Most of the foods are being processed, and especially TV dinner, the microwavable food. I have seen every household now has microwave. We just don't know that the microwave actually turn the protein into a constituent that is not digestible anymore in our system. So once that food is already destroyed by the heat of the microwave, once you eat it, there's no nutrients anymore, then the body will try to reject that or will be ingesting the toxins from that. And also, the flavoring on our drink, we get that one too. And then another pathway is the skin. We get the toxins from the skin. Just like I talked earlier about the sunscreen, the lotion, or any shampoo that we put. So in our household, in a home, the area which has a number one exposure of our toxins is in the bathroom. Because in the bathroom, what happened is that you turn on our shower into a warm shower or heated shower, and then it would open the pores in our skin. Now, the beauty products or the shampoo or the body soaps that we're putting in our skin, if those are not toxic free, then we absorb the toxin through our skin. And our skin is the largest organ in our body. Okay, so how do we reduce the toxic load in our body? We cannot actually avoid toxins in our generation right now because we live in a modern world. We are exposed to toxins every day, unless if we live in the middle forest of Amazon without Wi-Fi, and then we eat, raw food every day, then maybe you could be clean and no toxins. So we need to be aware and just every day reduce the toxic load. And long time ago, I think many years ago, I would say 50 years ago, the babies, when they're born, babies actually have clean blood. But now recently studies, they have studies and research have shown that the babies now that are born, when they try to study the umbilical cord, the blood already has over 200 kinds of toxins in the body. So that just means that the blood of the mother is not clean anymore because of our exposure, right? And then the food that we eat. So number one is we have to just avoid toxic exposure. So how do we do that? Okay, so we can clean the air, especially in the house. We can start in the house. Do not use the synthetic air freshener, because once you you inhale that, then you're gonna be inhaling the toxins. And then also when you use candle, do not use candles that are synthetic. That candle that has this smell, you usually find them in the store. And I used to really love to go to Bed Bath and Beyond before, and also the Bath and Body Works. I used to like their not cleaning, the air freshener, and the different parts of lotion they have. And I just didn't realize, every time I come home, I have a headache. I didn't realize it was toxins in there. So when I shifted to this clean product, like the pure essential oils, and then I shifted to the real aroma, my headache actually disappeared. The only time I will have headache is before my period or if I'm hungry, which is sugar thing. But other than that, my headache just really gone. Not really have a lot of that. So what you could do is you can wash your produce with lemon. And then if you are part of my private group in Beautiful Essentials, I posted a lot of pictures or some videos about what I do with the fruits. and then how I wash it. So what we do is that when you have produce, especially if the produce is not organic, it's very important to wash them to get rid of those chemicals in the fruits. Like for example, berries, we eat berries but with the skins. It's really very important to have them organic. If you can't have them organic, then soak them in a bowl of water, and then put 1 to 2 drops of lemon citrus oil, essential oil, because that lemon has the capacity to actually take the synthetic out from the skin. So leave them for about 3 to 8 minutes, and then after that you can wash it off. Also, you can diffuse oils to clean the air. Citrus oils are really good. Doterra has an amazing different kinds of citrus oils. They have lemon essential oil, very popular, and also the wild orange. And then grapefruit. I love grapefruit to put in the kitchen because it also helps. It's not just going to clean the air. It also helps decrease the sugar craving. So that's twofold there. And also it's good for motivation in the morning when you wake up. And if you don't like to exercise, if you feel like lazy or sleepy, that grapefruit oil will actually wake you up. Lemon and wild orange. There's also On Guard blend that also clean the air. And on top of that, it also eat the pathogens in the air. So if it's a flu season, it's really, really, I would really diffuse 24/7 of oil in our household. So another thing to reduce toxic load, of course, is avoid toxic exposure, which means that use the non-toxic product, especially if you put them on your skin. And then another thing also, your laundry detergent. I don't know if you know this, but if you are using a detergent that is toxic, what happens is the chemicals would stick on your clothes, and then when you wear it, you breathe through it. So once you breathe, your pores open, you also absorb that toxins in your clean clothes. So in our household, we're not using the synthetic dryer sheets anymore. We have balls, and then the balls, and we just use, you know, our favorite essential oils to make to have a natural aroma in that. So the second way to reduce toxic load is to support defensive functions. So I don't, you don't know defensive functions. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. So we are a living human being. We are also made of matter, and we are also made of atom and nucleus. So we have over 1 trillion cells in our body, and every little cell in our body has a function. So this is a picture of a cell membrane, and the cell membrane, there's so many things inside there, but I just would like to show you the most important part is, of course, there's DNA inside the cell membrane. There's also nucleus and mitochondria. Now, mitochondria is very significant in this topic I'm going to talk to you, because mitochondria is where the energy powerhouse is stored. I could not remember how many not normal mitochondria we have when we're born. Just like, let's hit the number, for example, babies, a newborn babies, I would say theoretically we have 500 mitochondria. So if you have 500 mitochondria in your cells, that is the house power. It's like a battery. Now, the older we get, as we grow older and older, we are gonna be losing this mitochondria, because mitochondria would start to die, especially if there's oxidation. If we're exposed to a lot of toxins, it would actually burn our mitochondria so fast. That's why old people, they feel like they don't have energy anymore. They would say something like, I'm tired, I'm old. But actually, the real deal there is that they just don't have enough mitochondria. And but there is actually a way where we can actually support our mitochondria and also reproduce our mitochondria for energy. All right, so this is what we call the defense, our defense function in our body. So there is a foundation. We need to have a healthy foundational support. Number one is we're gonna have to nourish our cells, right? And so this is the supplements I will be talking to you about. This is a Doterra supplement that I really love to use. I've been using this one for the last 5 years now, and it never failed me. So these are the magic three, I would say. We have alpha CRS. It is called cellular vitality complex. We also have the E omega, the essential omega complex, and a microplex complex. So I'm going to start talking about the microplex. The microplex VMC is the whole food based vitamins, right? So we do need vitamins in our body because in our generation right now, no matter how many vegetables we eat, we really need to supplement because, like for example, carrots, the beta carotene that is recommended for our body, it's not the same when we eat a carrot a day. It's not the same like our forefathers have, because the soil is so depleted with minerals that even if it's producing carrot, the carrot could not really sustain enough of the beta carotene. So we need to eat like a pail of carrots a day. And then if you're gonna eat citrus oil, like for example orange, we're gonna have to eat at least 30 citrus oils a day. Now I could not do that. I mean, I only eat like 1 to 2. I mean, we're supposed to eat like 5 different kinds of fruits a day. But because of my my lifestyle, I also work. I mean, it's just hard to resource that. That's why it's very important to have a supplement. This is why we need the supplement. I would say every human in this planet needs supplement, unless if that human being lives in the middle of Amazon with a complete set of whole foods that to eat every day, right? So if the people would say, I don't take vitamins, I don't take supplements, my gosh, I would really like want to talk to that person, because in the long run, it's gonna really, it will really get you. Our cells need supplements. Now, the E omega is the where, of course, it just talked by itself about omega. It has the omega-3, and also it has the 9 kinds of essential oils in this capsule. So you could not find this one any kind of supplements. Only doTERRA supplements that actually has the 9 essential oils that are actually essential in our body. We need frankincense, we need clove oil, we need cinnamon oil every day as an antioxidant to protect us from getting sick. Alpha CRS is very significant because this is where we have the antioxidant. Also, alpha CRS has the constituent that actually helps with the mitochondria. That's why I talked about mitochondria earlier, because alpha CRS is the natural energy support, where you don't have to have a coffee to give you energy. Once you're gonna get these people that are taking these supplements, actually me personally, when I took these supplements, I have more energy and I think better, actually, like my neurons are all connected properly and my skin get clearer and clearer as well. But the main thing I really noticed about this is I'm not really, I don't have any hunger pangs, and then energy level is really high, so I have more energy. Okay, so number 3 is to reduce toxic load, is to support elimination functions. So what are elimination functions? Of course, the pathway that would help eliminate the toxins. So we do have 2 pathways here. We have primary pathway. We also have the secondary chimney pathway. I call this one chimney because in our house, right, if you're gonna be doing some firewood or cooking something, we need to have an exit for the smoke, or else the smoke would stay in our household. Then we're gonna be smelling the smoke, or we're gonna die of deoxygenation because of the smoke. So it needs to go out. So if you're gonna have to reduce toxins, if you have toxins in our body and you need to get rid of it from our body, then you need to have a way out, right? So there is 2 major things that I'm going to talk about. There's a primary and there's a secondary chimney. So the primary means we do have the intestinal tract, urinary tract, and the liver. So when you say intestinal tract, of course, it's your GI system. It's going to go out in a form of bowel movement, right? The urinary system is going to form the urine. So you're going to pee out the toxins. Now, the liver doesn't have any pathway, if you notice. So the liver would need any of this. It could need the pathway through our intestinal tract, or it needs a pathway to our urinary system. So think about this. If you are taking vitamins or maybe antibiotics or something, because I remember this one before I shifted to the Doterra products, I used to take, I'm a believer of supplements ever since I was a kid, because my parents really taught us that supplementation in our body is very important. It's start supplementing when you're young, because it helps strengthen our cells. Um, when we grow old, you know, if you're old and then you take supplements, it's not the same when you start young. So anyway, to make the long story short, when I took that supplements that are not doTERRA before, I noticed that my urine is very yellow. And so just it hit on me after I shifted to the non-toxic product, is that wow, that means that our toxins, you know, that the supplements I'm taking actually is full of toxins that I'm taking in. So I just pee that one out. And so but once I shifted to the whole food based product, it changed everything. And so secondary chimney is also, we have respiratory system and skin. And secondary, that means that this chimney are not really the primary exit of our toxins. When our intestinal tract and our urinary system is not healthy, what happened is that the toxins and the waste in our product would have to detour and use the other chimney, which is respiratory system and skin. And it would manifest in our body in a form of asthma, in a form of allergy, or cough. You're gonna have to cough out those toxins out. And that's why I actually have respiratory issues. And I remember when I'm also very sensitive with smell before, and I started coughing out. It's like a seasonal allergy. But when I started doing the detox, the 30-day detox, that allergy response actually decreased. And then also my skin issues would also decrease. So skin, okay. So a person that is very toxic or have a lot of garbage in the body, you can see it in the skin. The skin is not clear, or also you can also see that pimples, acne that is represented in that skin. So if you do have a clean blood, you will have a clean skin. So isn't that amazing? Just by cleaning your system, you will have clean skin. Then your allergic response would really be eliminated, headache gone, also improve your weight as well. All right. So how do we keep our elimination healthy? We need to support that to be able to support the cleansing. All right. So in this way, we're going to have to ensure that our chimneys are functioning. We're going to have a proper flow of our intestinal tract, a proper flow of our urinary tract, and a proper liver function. Now, we do not want to use secondary chimney. Okay, so we need to prevent overuse of our secondary chimney. We need to prevent any skin problem or respiratory issues. How do we do that? Okay, so this is where I'm going to start talking about the supplements. Okay, so we're going to have to start cleansing our body. And I'm not talking about juicing here. There's no, what's this, fasting. I am just talking about how to support our elimination thing. So Terrazyme, if you are a doTERRA member and you're probably using Terrazyme, you know what is this about. But if not, so I'm going to explain to you what is this. So Terrazyme is an enzyme where it helps the absorption of the food that we eat. So I don't know if you heard about the saying, you are what you eat. I would say you are what you absorb, what you eat, because no matter how healthy the food you eat, if it's not being absorbed in our system, it doesn't go to our cells. Now we have trillion cells in our body that needs to be fed. So that healthy nutrition that we put in our stomach, digestion, has to reach the destination. So Terrazyme helps that. Also, Terrazyme helps clean our system. And then Zendocrine also is a very good support for our liver. I don't know if you have garden, but if you think about gardening, like if you want to weed, to clean the garden from weeds, So if the soil is so dry, it's hard to pull the weeds out, right? So in the this endocrine is kind of like, I would is a form of, this is not an oil, it's this endocrine is whole food based herb that actually helps the liver to be clean. It's like cleaning the garden. So it actually sweeps off the weeds off. So if you start to take the weeds off from the soil, then you also need to sweep off, or a dustpan, to take the weeds out from the soil, or else the weeds will just stay in the soil and it will just regrow. So this is the function of the endocrine. The endocrine actually would, if there are any toxins in our liver, this one would start to sweep it off and clean off take that the garbage out from the liver and put it on our GI or the urine to eliminate out. Okay, let's see. Let's proceed. So, oops. Oh, okay. So the intestines. Do you have any questions so far? Let me see if you have any questions. Okay, I'll check with questions later. Now, the intestines is a surface of our GI tract that is equivalent to a tennis court. That is how big our intestines is. Now, if you would actually look at the intestines inside, okay, this is how it looks like underneath the intestines. It has villi. And then these are the microscopic look. And this villi, there's also epithelial cells and microvilli. That's the one that will absorb the food that we eat and then transport it to our bloodstream. Now, if you see this villi here, it needs to be clean. If there's some, debris there, then those little nutrition that's supposed to pass to the villi, it could not pass through. So that needs to be cleaned. So that's the function of our Gerozyme. It starts cleaning that one out. Yeah, the Gerozyme is a really very good. Once you start taking Gerozyme, you would really notice your skin cleared out. So I noticed that when I had my acne and my pimples, we could put some ointment to clean that one. But when you start doing the Gerozyme for me, it's like a exfoliation of your internals. Okay. So the pathway, of course, I talked about this earlier. It needs kidneys and the colon to eliminate the toxins from the liver. So we have to really also support our colon and our kidneys from that. So endocrine is the healthy cleansing of the liver, kidneys, and colon. It's actually, I talked about this earlier, it's like our broom that would sweep it out. Then there's also a endocrine soft gel. So earlier, this is endocrine. This is called endocrine complex. This is not an oil. This is an herb. And then the other one is the endocrine soft gels. There is also a endocrine essential oil bottle. And both of these actually has the same effect. The only thing with the soft gels is that it's already in the form of a gel, and there is already a endocrine oil inside, and it's easy because you can just, ingest it and take it in. The endocrine blend, you'll have to put it in a capsule and then take it immediately if you don't have the soft gel. I do have both actually. I have endocrine soft gels because I do my detox every 3 months, or I would say I do my detox 3 times, not every 3 months, every 4 months. And I detox I detox 3 to 4 months, I detox 3 to 4 times a year, depending upon how I eat or what are my activities. Okay, so the endocrine is now essential oil. Okay, so this is not the herbs. So what is inside are different kinds of oils. We have tangerine, we have juniper berry, we have cilantro, geranium, and rosemary. These are potent. I will not talk about essential oils here because this is not about essential oil class. This is about the cleansing our body and how to support our body cleansing. Now, these oils are potent cleanser. Like cilantro, for example, really, really helps with taking out the metals in our body. I am a fish eater. I cannot help, but I love fish because I'm Filipino. So I know that with the fish, especially tuna, also has mercury in it. So, and I love eating my gosh, now I'm making me hungry. The raw, the sushi, sashimi. I love raw fish. So of course, metal is part of that. Cilantro actually can help take these metals out. So I talked earlier about the garden, right? So when you take the weeds out of the garden, the endocrine complex would sweep out the weeds. But then, of course, before the weeds can be swept out or taken out, it needs to be pulled out from the soil. So this is the function of the endocrine blend oil. What it does is that actually and if it's a soil, it would actually make the soil softer, so it's easy to pull out the weeds. So this is what it does to our liver. It actually makes the liver, or the not the liver or the mercury. It makes it softer so that the mercury is easy to be taken out and then out to our colon and elimination pathway. All right. So the next one is the GX assist. So this GX assist is a part of the cleansing that is very important. This is actually, I would say, the main character of cleanse. The earlier part I'm talking about is just a preparation of our body to allow our body to be prepared for cleansing. So GX Assist is really recommended for a 10-day cleanse. And so there is an essential oil in this capsule. There's also a caprylic acid plus. So the combination of this is a powerful detox formula, but it does not actually make you go explosive like some other people is doing the detox. They go to the bathroom like a lot. No, this does not do that. It would actually make you go. It could probably be I would say a big poop. There you go. I just say the poop, because we're talking about cleansing and detoxing. But it's not going to make you have diarrhea. No, this is what I love about this cleansing protocol, because I can use it while I'm working and nobody knows I'm doing cleansing. And I don't even have to do a juicing protocol. So it's easy, I don't have a lot of preparation to do this. So if you can see oregano and tea tree, these are potent oil that actually would eliminate any bad guys in our body, especially candida, right? If you look at your tongue and if you stick your tongue out on the mirror, and if you see that whitish thing, those are actually the candida. It's okay, it's not a lot of candida, but if you have a lot of candida in our system, that is not good because it affects the absorption of our nutrition. It also makes you sluggish. That's why earlier I talked about if you have this bloating feeling, sluggish feeling, that's because of the candida in our system. Also, candida, it likes sweets. So if you have sweet cravings, that could be candida asking you to eat sweets. It's not you. And then the more you eat sweets, the more you're actually feeding your candida in your system. And then it's not really smelling good. You have this bad breath smell as well. So, and then it's gonna also make you gain weight. So this GX Assist actually is the bomb. It's gonna eliminate that one out. It's gonna actually clean that one out. It's called the bad microbes in our body. And so, but you only have to use this one for 10 days. I don't recommend this one for you to use over, because we also need the good bacteria. All right. So, and this is the picture of the toxins in our body, right? So when we do have toxins in our body is so wonderfully made that it will try to protect us from harm. So what it does is that it would actually cover that toxins with fat. Again, it will cover the toxins with fat. It will encapsulate it so that the toxins will not harm us. So that's why people would say, I already did, they say, I did my exercise, I eat good. How come I don't lose weight yet? And this is the answer. The reason why, because you have toxins in your body that has not been eliminated. So your body would actually preserve that fat to protect you from harm. That's how our body really loves us. So what you can do is eliminate the toxins in your body. If you eliminate that one, of course, out the toxins, out the fat, and then you would just see this is also good for weight loss. Okay, so how can you do that? You can actually use lemon and Slim and Sassy. You can take it in, and then that would help with the elimination of the toxins. But if you guys already have doTERRA, you can start using this one, but be careful to do not use plastics or container that are synthetics, because as I talked about earlier, this oil does not like synthetics. So this oil actually would take the synthetics away. So one of my friends was telling me was sick, and then she had no other container but plastic. And so I told her, like, hey, you need to really use a glass or a stainless container. But she had no choice, but she was using the plastic. And that she was actually using lemon, and the lemon actually, she can see it actually bore a hole on her cup. And she was so scared that she was telling me, oh my God, Karen, if I'm using this one and drinking this on my body, that means it would bore hole on my stomach. And I told her, like, well, your stomach is not synthetic. It's not gonna bore hole. Try to use it. If you can experiment it yourself, put a lemon oil on styrofoam and put a lemon oil on banana peel, and you would really see the effect of that. If you are part of my Facebook group, I would like you to, let's say, do that experiment and put that picture there and share it, because it's really amazing. Or you can do some videos. All right. So, okay. So our GI tract, we talked earlier about how large it is with that. It's as big as the tennis court. And then this one also, aside from that, 70% of our body is immune function is in our GI tract. Okay, 70% of our body's immune system is in our GI tract. So this is really very important, because especially in our season, we are in America, we are already coming into winter. It's flu season. On top of that, we are still in the COVID season. My goodness, I have known a couple of people that are already sick, were sick with COVID. Some of them are close friends, some of their family friends, they were really sick. They told me it's not a good experience. They have to quarantine themselves. And it's not really easy, to get that sick. And then, thank goodness, none of them actually, passed away with it, and they actually survived. But anyway, to protect yourself, the best way is really to protect also our GI tract, right? So cleansing is another way of doing that to increase our immune system. And remember, we talk about let's see, let me go back there. We talked about the GX assist earlier. I'm going to explain that in the next couple of slides. And so I'm going to tell you about this, why our stomach is very acidic. So acidic that when you take the fluid out from the stomach, experimentation, I remember in my lab before we had this experimentation, it can actually bore a very strong steel, make a hole in that. That's how acidic stomach is. The reason why the stomach needs to be acidic is because it needs to kill the bacteria. Okay, remember, above the stomach is the esophagus, and on top of that, we have our mouth there. We're gonna eat the food, it's gonna go to your stomach. The stomach will sterilize the food we eat before the stomach will transport the food to our intestine. Our intestine is the one that absorbs the food, right? Once the food is absorbed, it will go to our bloodstream. Okay, so if the stomach is not able to sterilize the food, then it would go to our intestine, and then that unsterilized food would be absorbed in our blood. Then we're gonna get infection. That's what we call sepsis. We don't want that. Our body doesn't want that. That's why our stomach is designed to have, high acidity. That's why I work in the hospital, I'm a nurse. So most people that are taking antacids, antacids actually are the people that easily get infection, because the stomach is not acidic enough to sterilize the food they eat. And so, have you noticed that our Western medicine and the natural, body is not aligned together, right? So that's why it's very important to understand our body and also understand the natural process and support it to be able to get a real proper healing and also to live a real healthy life without compromising the effect of our body. Now, if you're gonna ask me about, there are some people that say like, well, how about these people has heartburn, right? How about people has hyperacidity? Okay, this is another topic, but hyperacidity actually happens when you are under stress. And if you want to know more about that one, we're gonna have another class about that. Comment in the section in the panel, and I will make another class for that. But that would be another class of this hyperacidity, and then how to, naturally balance the acidity in our stomach. All right. So in our system, we have intestinal bacteria as well that help with digestion. It prevents the growth of harmful pathogens. And so these are the bacteria. But remember, I talked earlier about the GX Assist that we take, the 10 days. That actually also would, some of that would affect this. And then also when you're taking antibiotic, it would also kill these good bacteria in our system. So that's why people that are taking antibiotic, they need a probiotic. They easily have diarrhea and have issues with infection if the good bacteria is being killed. Okay, and so we do get the antibiotic from, of course, when you when you take antibiotic, when the doctor prescribes antibiotic. Also, you get that one from eating the food that are treated with antibiotic. For example, meat, So it's very important when you buy meat, you make sure that it's not, it's actually grass-fed and not injected with antibiotic. Or else you're gonna ingest antibiotic and it would just, kill your normal flora. And you would be, that's why we have MRSA now. I don't know if you heard about that. MRSA is actually a methicillin staph, infection that is hard to treat because we don't have antibiotic to treat that. So the bad bacteria become stronger for that. So PB Assist is a probiotic. This is what I love about Doterra, because only in Doterra that I discover about this. So this is how it looks like. The probiotic, a capsule, it's a green capsule, and the green is actually the food of the probiotic, which is called prebiotic, and the probiotic is the bacteria. This is what we need in our body. The probiotic is a bacteria that would lodge in our intestine, and then our intestine would have these soldiers. We call these bacteria like a soldiers that to communicate between the intestine and the digested food. They communicate, and then they'll tell like, okay, should we allow this, this digested food to enter the bloodstream or not? So I would say they're security guard. So we need this security guard. We need 5 billion more of that called CFU. There are different kinds of bacteria in our body that we need. And also that's why it's called 70% of our immune system is in our GI tract, because this is the one that actually protects. Also, it communicates. It's a bacteria. It's alive. It's a real live living organism, and our cells communicate with that. And then the prebiotic is food. The probiotic needs food to eat, and we get this one from the fiber we eat. If you eat mango, what else? Fruits that has fiber, those are good food for our probiotic, our good bacteria. So when you go to the market, you go to any grocery stores and you see, for sale probiotic, just, keep in mind, is there probiotic in here? The second thing is this a double capsule, because what I love about Doterra is double capsule. Remember we talk about the how acidic the stomach is. When you take the capsule in, it has to pass through the hyperacidity of the stomach, or else it will just dissolve in the stomach. Okay, and then that bacteria could not reach the destination in our on our system. So very, very important thing. And then another thing is very important also is the DDR prime. DDR prime is called damage DNA repair prime. So this is a capsule that already has the essential oils inside. And I personally use this one every day for me. Not all people, I don't recommend this for all people to use it every day unless if you want it. It doesn't cause harm, but I personally use this every day 2 times because I have a strong genetic history of cancer. My mom was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 49. My aunt died of cancer, pulmonary cancer, at the age of 70. My uncle died at the age of 56. So I really have both sides cancer genetic things. So I take this DDR prime every day. Now, when we do the cleansing, if it's a 30-day cleansing, I really recommend DDR prime because we are actually doing a reset, right? We are doing actually the cellular level cleanse. So once the cleansing is there, then we also need the DDR prime to repair what is being damaged. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the probiotic. I don't know if I go back. So why I'm talking about the probiotic is that when you do cleansing and you do the detox, what happens is that your body is so cleansed, then it's already prepared for the replanting. So, but this probiotic I would call is the new seedlings that you're gonna replant on your GI tract. So you have a new growth of normal flora cells, and so it would be more intelligent to identify which nutrition to be absorbed in your system. And that's why I do this one like 3 to 4 times a year because as I said earlier, we are exposed to toxins and then we need to really detox. It's kind of like every day we take shower, right? Because we get dirty every day anyway. And then every day we also brush our teeth because our teeth get, dirty. So this is actually part of it. Like it's kind of cleansing, reset. Like I would say for me, it's 3 months to 4 months. It depends upon how clean lifestyle you do. All right. So now what? So this is the chart that I use. So if you want to join me, I actually would do a 30-day cleansing January. I'm not gonna do cleansing this holiday season because I want to eat. I want to eat in the Thanksgiving. I want to enjoy the food. And after that one, by January, it would be time for me to do the cleansing. So I would be doing a private Facebook group for those that would like to join. And this is actually the guidelines, that I would use, like the lifelong vitality for 30 days, the Terrazyme, the GX I'm talking about, PB Assist, Zendocrine. And if you want to join, let me know. And I will invite you to join my private I have a 30-day private group, which I'm gonna be talking every week for the people that would like to join me so that you won't be lost when you do it. So now what, right? Cleanse and Restore Kit. This is actually, if you are a member of Doterra, you can actually get this one for $245 wholesale. And then if you're not, you're gonna have to get it at a retail. But if you want to get the wholesale, what you do is there's a $35 membership. Membership to start to become a member. You can ask the person that is doing Doterra to help you out to do this one. If it's me, then you can message me that if you wanna start that. And if you start with me, what I do is I actually give you a custom kit to help you start, and I would do a 90-day free wellness consult with you, so you can actually start from the very beginning. Now, this is not gonna this Cleanse and Restore Kit is actually gonna start on January. So if you want to join, what I would recommend is that gonna start first with the supplements, because the GX Assist, Zendocrine, Zendocrine, these are the things that you won't need it right now. You do need this one next year if you want to join me. And I would start my 30-day detox on January 25th, 25. Okay. So if you are a member, you can buy this kit. If you want to buy this one to your wholesale account, either this month, or you can do this one before January 25. This has to be there in your kit already. Now let's see, the next one is, if, for example, you are not a member of Doterra and you want to start, but if it's too expensive for you, then you can actually do the Healthy Habits Kit. The Healthy Habits Kit is a starter kit. You don't have to pay the $35, the membership, because this is already waived. So you only have to pay $195. And the cool thing is with this one, you already get the, you know, the three sum, these vitamins, the EO, omega, vitamin, the whole food based, and the alpha CRS, where you can start. And then you can keep either PBS cyst and Terrazyme for next year, and you can just add on to that. And there's already lemon in this one. And then, of course, if you're going to do that with me, I am going to give you a custom, membership, welcoming, and a free wellness consult with a free book. If you know somebody that is doing Doterra and you're not a member yet, then you can approach the person. If you are the one doing Doterra, and you can actually, help the person start with this one, and then you can actually get, what's this? Reinforcement help also from Doterra for do that. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna check for the chat button after this one to answer your questions. But before I would end this one, I really love this one. How you digest your food is how you are digesting your life.